If you're looking at joining Primerica as either A, joining them with the company, or B, buying a product from them and being a customer, this video is going to be for you. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly the business model, as well as I'm going to explain the buying process if you are a customer. What is up, guys? For those who do not know me, my name is Philip Setter. I'm the founder and CEO of Affinity Life, where we've helped hundreds of Canadians find the right life insurance coverage at the right price, all from the comfort of their own home. So if that sounds interesting, I'll put the link in the description below and you can check it out. But without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about at the beginning of this video is the business model of Primerica and working for them as an advisor. In the second half of the video, which you can skip to if you want, I'm going to be talking about them as a customer. So maybe I need to share a little bit about my history as an advisor, and you can understand some of the things that I have some biases towards these type of companies. So I got started with a company called Combined Insurance, which was this kind of niche accident and sickness policies. You could buy, if you broke your arm, you would get $1,000 and you go to the hospital. And if you did this, you'd get a couple $100 and yada, yada, yada. They sold it for like $10 a policy or $20 a policy. Can't really do any harm with those type of products. But when I started with the industry, one of the things that they really heavily pushed was, hey, you need to recruit, you need to bring people in as your quote unquote downline, and then you can make overrides on them and you can train them. And my opinion was always like, well, wait a second, I'm barely making any money from this company right now. Why would I bring my buddies in and like try and convince them to come into the company and I'm not making anything right now? Like, that doesn't make sense. I'm going to wait until I'm making, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year from this company. And then I can go to my friends and I can go to people and say, hey, listen, this is a legitimate opportunity. You can come in. I'm making 80 grand a year. I'll teach you how to make 80 grand a year. And it's not off recruiting more people, because that just leads to a pyramid scheme where only a small percentage of the people win and the vast majority of the people lose. It's built on, hey, I know how to make 80 grand from production, from selling to the customer, not recruiting, selling. You guys understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, I never recruited anyone into that company because I never made $80,000 or any type of viable income from that company where I could comfortably go to people and say, hey, I am making this. I ended up leaving that company and starting as what's known as an independent insurance broker, which basically means, you're by yourself, you have all your products, you're doing your own thing, and you figure it out as you go. And since then, I've been in the industry for almost 10 years now. I've done a lot of work in multiple different areas. I've worked with high net worth individuals. That's where the bulk of my business has been. I worked with, again, multi-million-dollar businesses that are doing over $1 million in gross revenue, that are looking for, estate planning, wealth strategies during retirement, leaving more to the next generation, passing their company down, selling their company, things like that. And I learned quite a bit during that process. I worked with hundreds of accountants. We did seminars for hundreds of accountants. I worked with teams of lawyers. In the process, I created an accredited curriculum about insurance in Canada, which other advisors can take and get continuing education credits for. So I've done quite a bit in this industry. So I'm not trying to brag. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that I've been in it for a while and I've seen the flow and I've seen how things go and I've seen people get in and people leave and people get in and people leave. So what does all this have to do with Primerica? Well, Primerica is essentially an MLM structure where you come in and you recruit your friends and they come in and then they recruit their friends and they come in. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing necessarily. I'm just saying that it's built against you. It's built from the premise that recruiting is going to be the best way for you to earn any type of income within that company. And that's something that I don't personally agree with. I am of the mindset that you should first build yourself an income from production, from sales, learn how to get clients, and then you could teach other people. But the problem with these MLM structures is they design their compensation level where you make very little on production unless you build a team. And that's something that I just don't agree with. They should give you as much compensation, so that you can come in and you can just sell. And that's all you have to do is just sell. And I don't think you should recruit anyone into this industry until you can confidently say to your friends and your family and people you meet at the grocery store and other people, hey, I've never recruited a soul into this business and I'm making 80 grand a year. So if you're making that amount or less than that in your job and you possibly want to make a change in your life, I can show you how. But recruiting people into an MLM, whether it be Primerica or anything else, when you're saying, hey, I'm making nothing and my upline tells me recruiting is the best way for for me to make money. You should come in. Well, what are you doing? Like, how does that make sense? Then they're going to come in and then they're going to have that same mindset where they need to recruit people and then they need to recruit more people. And you're building a system that inherently, in order for you to win, other people must lose. Think about that. In order for you to win, other people must lose, because it's not based on production. It's not based on people actually building an income from personal sales. It's built on bringing more and more people into the industry and making overrides on them on a small percentage, but they don't it's just this system where you bring more people in, you get some sales, it goes to the uplines, they get out of the industry because they can't make it work, but it doesn't matter because there's one guy or 2 guys or 10 guys or 100 guys at the top making the majority of the income. So with all that being said, do I think that Primerica is a good company to work for as an advisor? I will say one positive about Primerica and every MLM insurance company here in Canada is we have very few new advisors joining the industry from other areas, from other avenues besides MLM. So the one thing that all MLMs are doing is they're doing a great job at recruiting. Honestly, they're doing a great job at bringing people into this industry and bringing new life into this industry. Take myself, for example. I never would have got into this industry if it wasn't for joining some type of MLM structure, which combined was in and of itself an MLM design structure. And they recruited me because, they had this emphasis on recruiting. And so that I think is a good thing that they are recruiting. Do I think it's a great long-term play? No. Do I think it's a really good company probably to start working for it, learn the ropes, and then maybe venture out onto your own? Yes. I would say be careful of the recruiting mindset. Don't get into the mindset that you're going to get rich by recruiting. Focus on your production. And once you get that, once you build, a sustainable income from your own production and your own sales, then you have 2 options. Number 1, you could go and build a team and teach them how to do the same thing. Or number 2, you could go out on your own and become an independent broker like myself, get access to all the different companies, learn more mechanisms, do more marketing, do more sales, bring more clients in, work on bigger and bigger and bigger cases, and then maybe start your own brokerage. Those are kind of your 2 options. And why would you go independent, by the way? Well, you go independent because the compensation is incredibly higher than it is for someone in Primerica or in WFG or in any of those other MLM structures. So that's what I would say for working with Primerica as an advisor. Now let's talk about working with Primerica as a customer. Do I think that working with Primerica as a customer is a scam? Yes, I do. With that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. No, I'm just kidding. No, Primerica, working for them as a customer is not a scam. I actually agree more with the principle of Primerica than I do with World Financial Group. Pardon me, as a customer. So what do I mean by that? Well, Primerica's main play that they have, they have a couple things. One, they are adamantly against permanent life insurance, which, if you followed my channel for any amount of time, I'm incredibly against permanent life insurance. However, this is where me and Primerica have some big problems. Is Primerica is a one-size-fits-all. They say permanent life insurance is the worst thing ever. It should never be sold. World Financial Group, on the other hand, says permanent life insurance is the best thing ever, and it should always be sold. I hate when companies or people take a one-size-fits-all approach. Only the Sith deal in absolutes. If you don't know what that quote is, go watch Star Wars. You had a terrible childhood. I'm sorry. Here's what I don't like about Primerica. Yes, I think, and again, if you follow this channel for any amount of time, you'll know that I think term life insurance is the best option for the majority of Canadians. I believe in buy term, invest the difference. That's a great strategy. I have multiple videos where I say, look, here's buy term, invest the difference against a permanent life insurance policy. And you can see if you invest in your RSPs, it blows it away, and you should do this. However, with that all being said, I think there is definitely a place for permanent life insurance. If you're a high income earner that's already taken advantage of those other traditional strategies such as RSP or TFSA, you don't have any high interest credit card debt, it could be a great option, a really great option to build your wealth and have this capital that you can essentially grow tax-free, and you can borrow from it to put into other investments or start a business. Or if you're already a business owner, then it's a fantastic idea. Permanent life insurance with business owners is incredible because there's so many tax strategies that you can have in a corporation. So the thing that I don't like about Primerica from a customer point of view is they have a one-size-fits-all mentality. Buy term, invest the difference. And you'll know I really believe in that. So it's something that I think is good. However, keep in mind that I don't think it's good for everyone. Okay. So if you are a high income earner, Primerica is probably not the best company for you. Now, with that being said, another problem that I have with Primerica, I'm so sorry, Primerica, to out you guys like this. I apologize. Please forgive me. Primerica has garbage term life insurance. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. I'm sorry. Primerica's term life insurance, which is funny, ironically, because their entire premise is buy term, invest the difference, and they have their own term product, and it's specifically theirs. Primerica is the carrier. They have the term product that they built themselves, is garbage. I'm so sorry. Let's do something right now. Go onto your web browser when you're done with this, and I'll put this link in the comments or in the description. Go to winquote.net. winquote.net. This is essentially a third-party software that's built in Canada where they take all the aggregate data of all the insurance companies in Canada and they post it. So you can see every single insurance company, all 30 or 35 of them. We built this out. We have this on our website where we take a few of those and we put them on our website, and then you can purchase life insurance online through Affinity Life. However, this is directly on their website, so you can't buy life insurance from them, but you can look at the prices. And if you look up a term product, look up a term 10, look up a term 20, look up a term 30, you'll see that Primerica has the most expensive term product out there, like by a mile. Other products are like $30, $31, $32, $33, and then there's Primerica, $50. So yeah, as a customer, buy term, invest the difference. It's a great model for the majority of Canadians. However, Primerica's term is kind of garbage. So should you work with them as a customer? Well, again, something is always going to be better than nothing. Like if you unfortunately bought a product that's $50 a month and you could have got one for $33, we're talking about $17 a month. It's not the end of the world. However, it's definitely like something to think about. It adds up over time, and the bigger your policy is, then the more expensive it's going to be. So if their premise is going to be buy term, invest the difference, make a better term product, be more competitive in the marketplace, like build it better, find ways to make it cheaper. I don't know what you need to do, but you need to lower the price of that to be more competitive with other insurance carriers across Canada. That is one big red flag against Primerica, but I do believe in they have a lot of good things going for them. Their education, I think, is really good. Buy term, invest the difference, like I said, for the majority of Canadians is really good. If you're a high income earner, I think there could be other options that are more beneficial for you. However, their investments, I think, are okay. Again, something is going to be better than nothing. Having none of your money invested, isn't the best option. Having invested in something, maybe if it's Primerica's investments and you're earning, 4 or 5% or whatever it is, that's still better than nothing. However, it might be more beneficial to just go to maybe like a robo-advisor where the MERs aren't incredibly high, maybe something like Wealthsimple or one of those other ones, Questrade or something like that, and manage it in some type of ETF where the fees are a lot lower. But they do have some good things in there. They have mutual funds, they have segregated funds. And by the way, segregated funds is just a way for an insurance company to sell investments, and because they want to sell investments just like banks do. And I think that, again, is not a great option for the majority of Canadians. If you're interested in what I think about segregated funds, drop a comment below and I will send that video to you. However, in conclusion, do I think they are the best company to work with? Probably not. Do I think that they're better than nothing? Yes, I do. Do I think that if you just went to an independent insurance broker or some type of independent financial advisor, it would be better? It's tough to say because, again, some could be really good, some could be really bad. I think you need to do your research at the end of the day and figure out what's best for you. They're not the worst company in the whole world, but they're definitely not the best. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And if you guys are enjoying this content, all I ask is you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.